News Extra Time, KNEB, Scottsbluff Gering, brought to you here today by Intralinks Technical Solutions in Gering and online at intralinks.net. Now, here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Steve, and good morning, everyone. Mary Winn is here to talk about the Theater West Garden Walk, and she brought with her a friend. Dr. Don Gentry's here as well. So how you guys doing?
Great.
We're doing great.
Good. All right, so Theater West Garden Walk, I don't know whether you know, but it's 26 years it'll be this year, which seems amazing to me because I think Theater West has only been out there for 29, so the Garden Walk's been there pretty much the whole entire time. Doc, why don't you talk about why we do the Garden Walk? It's kind of a fundraiser for Theater West, and what are the other reasons we do?
Yeah, that's correct. It started out to be a significant fundraiser for the Theater West program, and so it got started to do that. And it's a way for people who are interested in gardens to go out, see what kind of gardens you can grow within our community. And so if you're interested in the gardens, this is the way to do it.
Yep, if you're interested in gardening. And usually at the Theater West Garden Walk, there's a variety of gardens. It's not just one type. It's all kinds of different things that you guys are showing, right?
That's correct. Each gardener has their own individual way they want to garden. And a true gardener too is never. They're never done.
No,
with their garden.
No, they look around and say, "I might borrow some from that and some from that."
That's correct.
That idea and this idea,
so that's
right?
Correct.
Right. That's kind of how they do it, and that's kind of how they add or subtract depending on what they want to do each year. So it makes it kind of neat. And Mary, if you've got 5 different ones this year.
Six
different
That's
ones.
Right.
And it goes all the way from Melbeta through areas in Scottsbluff and Gering. What type of things are we offering this year?
Well, the Melbeta yard belongs to Mike and Rhonda Couts, and of course he's one of the owners of Gering Garden Center. So he likes to think of his yard as kind of an experiment station. Any plants they get at the Garden Center, they try out there. Mike is also really proud of his trees. He has 17 different varieties of trees, some of which he started from seeds. And because they have so much shade in their yard, it's a good opportunity to see different types of perennials that do well in shade. That's an area that people sometimes have problems with. The residency is very unique because it is something that's been developed by the residents there, and their main goal is accessibility, because even though they are very active and able to garden, some of the other residents there might be limited to having to use a walker or wheelchair,
right.
And they're also able to access and enjoy the garden. So they have a lot of raised beds and drip systems, and have through the years put in some unique garden art as well.
Yeah, so that's just 2 of them, and then there's some other people, like I didn't know Len and Kathy Tabor really gardened that
That's
much,
right.
But apparently they do.
Well, I think it's primarily Len, and he has just kind of a really quirky sense of humor and some very enjoyable, as he calls them, critters and objects d'art in his garden, with some beautiful berms and a wide variety of trees, 2 different patios in the back.
Yeah.
It's just something that he's been in, as Don said, in the process of developing ever since they moved into their home it's been over 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's at 505 West 38th Street in Scottsbluff. We'll talk about the other 3 places and how you can get tickets right after this.
Intralinks has been supporting computer systems in our area for almost 20 years. Intralinks can review your systems and your expenses to help your bottom line. Intralinks also installs low-voltage wiring, IP-based camera systems, and IP-based phone systems. With Intralinks on your side, technology isn't an obstacle, it's an opportunity for your business. Call Intralinks today to schedule your free 1-hour consultation. 632-6590. That's 632-6590.
We're back on News Extra talking about the Theater West Garden Walk, which, by the way, coming up this weekend, Sunday, July 22nd, 4 to 8 p.m. And it's self-directed, right? You can go at any time during those 4 hours to these places, right?
That's right.
And you just get a map when you get your tickets.
That's right. That's the reason to have the ticket ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because it does contain map as well as directions.
Yep. And 4 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $15. Doc, I guess it says here where you can get them.
Yeah.
We'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, you can get them at the Gearing Garden Center, the ABC Nursery, Compliments, the Mixing Bowl, the Theater West box office, and any of the Theater West board members.
Yeah. And tickets include a coupon and some other nice things, right?
Correct. Now, you can get tickets that day, but it's going to cost $18. So if you want to save some money and go to the Garden Walk, you should get them ahead of time.
Yeah. Mary Winn and Dr. Don Gentry here on News Extra. Let's talk about the other three places that you're going to go to. We'll let Mary, I guess, go through that again. She seems to know a lot about all these folks. So one of them is Jeanette Reichert Johnson's place on Primrose Drive.
Jeanette has put a great deal of work into her landscape. When she moved into the house, there really wasn't anything there other than a lot of trash in the backyard. So she has developed many different planting areas. And one thing that she really takes pride in is because of her use of rock, nothing in her yard requires the use of a weed eater or anything like that. She also has a really impressive collection of old farm implements and some other family antiques. So there's a lot of her own personality and beautiful annuals and perennials in that yard. The two gearing yards, one nice thing for walkers is that they're right next door to each other. It's Dave and Chris Dill and Belle Island and Sharon Armstrong. They both live on South Ridge Court, which is in the preserve in Gearing. And Chris in particular had received some inspiration from a gardening class that she took. And so her goal was to basically use the monument as a backdrop for her landscaping and choice of plants. There's a nice contrast between those two yards, one that is pretty well established, and then Belle and Sharon, who are in the process of getting theirs going. They have a dry creek bed in their backyard, as not only for aesthetics but also to handle rainwater, which they've had to do this year.
Yeah, we have got a lot of rain up there by the golf course this year, just tons of rain. And so, I'm sure that was handy for them. All right, very good. Once again, it's 4 to 8 this coming Sunday, July 22nd. And you really should get tickets in advance so you have the map and you have all the other things, the coupons and the tickets for drawing prizes and all that stuff. Tickets are $15. You can get them at the Gearing Garden Center, ABC Nursery, Compliments, the Mixing Bowl, Theater West box office, or from any Theater West board member. We thank Mary Winn and Dr. Don Gentry for coming in. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.